Alright, welcome to the channel guys. This is a bit of a different video today. For those that have been following my journey for a while, I have had some hip issues and that's really affected my golf and my life, certainly over the last 5 years. So today we're going behind the scenes on my hip surgery, my second surgery. So I had my right hip done last 4 weeks ago, and today I'm getting my left hip done, the same surgery. And my surgeon has kindly allowed us to film, not me, hopefully one of the team there are going to film the actual surgery. So when I'm under, and just show what's going on and some real behind the scenes footage. So I'm really intrigued to see what they actually do to me, because I haven't looked at this surgery online. I've purposely not done it because I don't like blood, I don't like needles, and yeah, so I just want them to knock me out again and just do what they need to do. So, but afterwards, we'll be able to see exactly what they're doing. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm very nervous. I might not look it, but I feel sick. I feel very anxious. Very grateful that my kids and my partner's dropping me off today at the hospital. So we're about 10 minutes away from being dropped off. And so I'm just going to share some behind the scenes of basically as much footage as we can of what's going off, how I'm feeling, what the surgery was like, and then moving forward into the rehab, I'm going to share my journey, because I shared a video, not a video, I shared a post and an email recently to a lot of my followers and had a big response back, people sharing kind of their stories of surgeries and injuries and limitations. And I spent 2 days literally in bed replying to people's emails and just building these connections. And so just thought, there's so much stuff out there that's all the same and all sort of AI stuff these days. So I thought it'd be good to share some real insights, some real authentic stuff, what's happening behind the scenes and the challenges and all of that. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the video and over the coming months for the rehab. And yeah, there's my kids in the back holding hands, which is very nice. Not always the case. Normally they're fighting a lot, so that's good. And here's Emma, who's driving me to the hospital. She's been a rock and just supporting me this whole time, so very grateful. Who started it? Just to show that holding hands wasn't always the case. That was a one-off. Now they're fighting. So just thought I'd share that. And they're arguing over who started the fight. That's the real behind the scenes. That's authentic. So there's my bed. So I'm going to be for the next little while after my surgery. And check out the views here. Got so lucky again. That's the Swan River here in Perth, Western Australia. How's that for a view from your hospital bed? Very lucky. Very fortunate. Last time I had a similar room as well, and I woke up in the morning, the next morning, and literally saw dolphins playing out in the Swan River in the morning. But I'm not sure if that was real or if that was just me tripping on all the drugs and painkillers that I'd been given. So I like to think that it was actually happening, but I'm not too sure. Anyway. So it's currently 10 a.m. and I'm number 4 on my surgeon's operating list. So might be a little bit of a wait still. So not ideal because I'm a bit anxious, but I'm just going to try and keep myself busy, maybe reply to some messages, maybe watch a bit of the football highlights from last night, soccer for those that are in America or Australia, and yeah, just try and keep myself busy until it all gets underway. So yeah, feeling very anxious, feel sick still. Yeah, very nervous, mainly just the kind of needles and just the whole thought of it. And I've just got back on my feet just recently from my first hip that I had done 4 weeks ago. and it's just been nice to be able to walk around kind of semi-normally again, and then just to be going now back to square one and back to, you know, basically bedridden for the next 2 weeks or so. So yeah, feeling all of the things at the moment, but excited for the bigger picture. For those that don't know, my hips have been troubling me for quite a while now, five or 6 years, and really started to get some pain, yeah, 5 or 6 years ago, and I went to see a physio. And obviously I'm really into the body and the TPI screenings, and just understanding that, you know, our bodies are all different, and that's one of the ways that I coach. I have my philosophy, sort of the Malcolm method, as I call it, when it comes to coaching. So the Malcolm method, which is my way of saying, you know, how I like to go about coaching, you know, very much focusing on a blend of skill work and technique, and just understanding that everybody's body is different. So yes, there's certain ways we might like to move the club, but there's lots of ways that we can do it, and there's lots of ways to get the job done. So, but I first realized there was something wrong. I always knew I had a restriction, because through just understanding that I had a restriction, but it's not until I actually had it medically tested by a physio that said, oh, that could be FAI, so femoral acetabular impingement. I think that's how you say it. So I've probably done that wrong, but basically the top of my femur, on both my hips, the top of my femur is, instead of it being a round ball, there's a lot of extra bone that's grown over the years, and so basically it doesn't move in the socket right, and it's jamming against my, it's been jamming for many years against my sort of labrum and the cartilage there, and then that's obviously caused labral tears. That's where the pain started to come from about 5-6 years ago. Started in my right hip, then it's gone into my left hip as well. And so that was when I first knew, and then I started to go, okay, well, what can I do about this? So I did a lot of, basically just, I didn't want surgery, and that wasn't even on my mind. It was like, okay, let's just manage that and change the swing some more. And finally I started to change how I turned into that hip, and I'm going to share more about this on a future video, because it's going to help a lot of players that have some restrictions, might not have the same thing as me, but some restrictions. Instead of trying to keep jamming into that hip with the turn in the golf swing, there's things we can do to work around it. So I'm going to share more about that, because I think some advice I used to follow years ago has definitely not helped with my golf swing, how I used to turn into my hip, coupled with playing soccer at a very young age, very high level, a lot of games, 3 games on a weekend, Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon. And then I used to train in the week. I used to do long distance running on concrete, all the things. And then I got into golf at 13. Then I'd be carrying my bag, big heavy bag, and I was a small lad, didn't develop till late. And so that joint's just getting hammered, and then all the golf. And so over those years, that's obviously that bone growth has appeared. And then just the more, fortunately, I stopped playing soccer sort of 15. If I'd have kept playing, it'd probably be even worse. And then I got into golf and really just fell in love with golf, and the rest is history in terms of the golf, and then but playing at a decent level at golf as well, and all those things over the years has just started to show up in sort of my mid-30s. So yeah, so basically managed that for the last 5 years with good, altering my training in the gym, physio, just not putting it into those positions that causes the pain. But that being said, it's still, I was working around it as best I can in golf, but it's still causing pain. Walking 18 holes was a struggle. So a couple of years ago, I pulled out of quite a few professional tournaments after a couple of rounds. I was just in pain, and so it's starting to affect my life. Obviously at that point, it's affecting my, not just my golf, but my life. And then I've 2 kids now, almost 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and just struggling to bend down and do the things with them, and certainly can't run on those type of things. So it's just got to a point. I've done the conservative treatment, didn't want to do surgery, but is at what cost? So yes, I could be paying free, but it means I can't do anything that I want to do as such, golf, play with my kids, all the things. And so that's why, I decided, I spoke to my surgeon. I remember meeting up with him a couple of years ago, and I said, no, don't want to do it. And we could do it, but I said, don't want to do it yet. And just, can I manage it? And it's just got to a point where it's just too much, and I'm 40, 41 now, I think, losing track. And so yeah, just got the right hip, done. Big decision because it's not just the time off, obviously busy coaching diary, so it's been a few months off coaching in person to get both hips done. So that comes at a cost to my clients, so inconvenience to a lot of people that are on some membership programs and coaching programs, but also to myself. Obviously that's a cost that I'm bearing in terms of financial, so big loss of income there. And not only that, obviously the cost of the surgery itself. So it's been a big decision. It's not one been made lightly, and as a single sort of income earner for a young family, my partner's full-time mum at home with the kids, and amazing what Emma, how she supports the family, and so, but that decision's not come lightly. So very happy with how the first hip's gone. And then, like I say, back to walking normally 4 weeks later. Obviously not doing golf or anything yet, but now we're just about to go back to being in the bed for 2 weeks or so, and back onto these crutches here as well. So, but I'm hoping, and the surgeon was very happy with how the first hip went. Took a lot of bone away, so thinks I'll have much greater range of motion. He's debrided the labrum, so less sort of hopefully pain through there as well. So yeah, hoping the second surgery goes as well. Again, I'm feeling very nervous. Just that's probably why I'm chatting away here, just to try and keep myself going. So, but promise you, we'll bring some footage shortly on this video of the surgery itself. So it'll be very interesting to see. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll probably see you on the other side when I'm coming down from the anaesthetic and high on some painkillers. So yeah, we'll see you then.
There you go. Give us a wave.
Where's your favourite?
X-ray up and down, straight.
This arm straight. See what's happening on the screen there, but I've got the guide wire into the hip joint. Stop that there. Pull out with X-ray, thanks. On that screen here, you sort of show the back of us. Cool.
Not repairing. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Doesn't feel curved. Cool. Curved. Cool. And let's have a sort of scroll in and go past our footage and go in there. Yep. Thank you. That's really good. Lovely. Thank you. You can show the screen there. Back out. Thank you. Yep. Okay. And then with this going in, this thing up on the screen there. Cool. Second one, needle. Yep, pull the needle off. Good.
James Bond,
James Bond. Looks like James Bond.
line down from there.
Jimmy, is it yours? Yep. Good.
Okay.
Yep, heavy. So what we're doing now is releasing the traction, as you can see there.
Alright. Just gonna get in
Cool.
there.
What are you doing then?
Dancing.
All done. Okay, let's have a look at X-ray. Come in, thanks. Bring the X-ray machine closer, please. Yep. No, the actual, sorry, the screen. Okay, shot again. Great, save that, flick it across.
How far can you go?
Take a photo of that, or
Can you touch it?
of that new X-ray on the right. Yeah, man. Okay, pull out. No, don't pull out, sorry. Shot there, thanks. That's good. And one more time. Cool, pull out with X-ray, thanks. So what you can see here, Ben, is I don't know if you can you see the can? See how he's got the big bony bump on his...
Is that the cam lesion there?
Yeah, this is all the can. Go back again. And do it again. Yeah, and back. And again. Yeah, good. And back. Yeah, pretty good. So what we're doing is mapping out the can lesion here. Okay, cool. Take some tissue. What we're doing here really is a big ticket item. This is fitting with
The city training one from the Victoria season.
Have you already started seeing Euphoria? Season 3?
I've had some sneak peeks come up on my Instagram,
Oh.
but I was going to start it this weekend. Are you up to date?
Yeah, well, not this season, but up to the before then. Bit of internal. And a bit of extension. Top there. Oh, okay. Just a bit pan in there. Cool. I need an old and a new, yeah? Okay, that's good. Okay. Great. That's there. And extend for me a little bit. Okay, shot there. Great, save that. Good, and keep extending. Yep, shot there. Great, save that. Thank you. That's it. Cool. Right. Flex, Jimmy. Flex, 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 flex. Cool. Awesome. Okay, that's good. Come back down.
All right, guys, operation is done. It's now 11 p.m. at night here. The operation finished at 4:30. I was back in the room, I think 5:30 here. And yeah, I just spent the last 6 hours or so just coming back around. Had some nice food, some yummy food. I've had some painkillers, lots of water. Haven't got out of bed yet, of course. Finally got the drip out my arm, so slowly getting there. So apparently the surgery was a real big success. Lots of bone taken from the top of the femur and cleaned up the labrum and the hip joint. Surgeon popped in earlier just to see how I was and said that things had gone really, really well. So he's very confident that I'm going to come back and make a good full recovery and have heaps more mobility. So I'm excited for that. Seems still a bit far away here, but the first, I can't believe both hips are done. Definitely feeling better this time around than I did on the first one post-op. The first one I fainted, fainted in the bed, passed out just as I was about to take my first bite of food, and then press the buzzer button just before I was fainting, and then next thing I know I woke up with 6 nurses around me after I'd come around. So haven't fainted this time, which is good. So tracking well. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get a good night's sleep now, and all being well, go home sometime tomorrow, whenever that may be. But at the moment I still can't feel my leg at all. You can obviously see what's going on there. So can't feel a thing. So I'm not up and about walking yet, but yeah, I'll update you tomorrow on the progress. I'll just try and get to it's a big improvement from last time.
Yeah. And like I said, even the walk to the bathroom, it's already an improvement. So sorry.
Right, I thought, oh, I'll just make sure you're okay. Oh, you've got a perfect view of the storm.
Flying.
The lightning. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were recording.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great.
on, chop chop.
That's enough. This video will be too long otherwise. Thanks.
Okay.
So I finally made it home, and as you can see from the last little video there, it took me quite a while to walk from the garage door to my bedroom, but I finally made it. It took me about 20 minutes there to walk about 5 meters. So yeah, that was pretty much the same last time as well. Although it's a bit trickier this time because my right hip still hasn't fully obviously recovered. It's only been 4 weeks, so that's now effectively my good leg, even though it's obviously not, but it's better than the other one. So yeah, interesting how this rehab's going to go. But I'm back home now. I'm just going to show you my wounds. So I've had 2 ice packs on. I've just taken that off. Obviously going to keep that bit covered there, but you can see here there's 3, well, you can't see the holes obviously, but there's 3 holes. 1, 2, 3, I presume, the same as on the other hip. You can see obviously a lot of bruising through there that's starting to come up now, sort of 24 hours later. So yeah, so these are the scars on my right hip. They're the three scars there. So they've come on really well. It's amazing what they can do with the surgery. And obviously this isn't as invasive as a hip replacement or resurfacing. So yeah, I'm back home now. I'm itching to do some work and do some online coaching and do some things because I always want to be productive, but my partner's told me I've just got to do nothing and just relax, maybe watch a movie. It's hard for me sometimes just to stop and do nothing, as I'm always wanting to, yeah, just always be productive, I suppose. So yeah, I'm gonna maybe have a little bit of a rest. I only got about 2.5 hours of sleep last night. Didn't sleep too well, understandably. So yeah, maybe I'll have a little bit of a rest here. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was insightful. And if you'd like to follow my journey over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months through my rehab, getting back to full fitness and getting back onto the golf course, I'm going to show as much of that as I can behind the scenes of the rehab, starting basically in a few days when I can start to get up and about, show you through the early rehab stages, and then I've show you through rehab with Clandon, my physiotherapist, we're going to film some of the sessions there and just show you what the rehab looks like and how it's progressing, so that for anyone that's thinking of going through this journey or has been through this journey, or struggling with some similar issues, if this video and this journey just helps just one person see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel and maybe help them through this process, then it'll all be worth me doing, and I'll be editing it all myself and taking the time to do this. So yeah, don't do it just for me. It's more to just help anyone else that go through this situation, because I've had to lean on other people and to make this decision myself, and I've seen some videos on YouTube and online, and one of my good friends has been through the same surgery, and so leaning on those experiences gives you hope. And yeah, so anyway, if you'd like to follow along, yeah, if you like the video, click the like button, click the subscribe, all of that, and you'll be notified of those future videos that come through in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the other side. So just quickly, if you're struggling with those fat or thin shots, the toe strikes, maybe even the shanks, I've designed a perfect solution, the 7-day ball striking reset. 1 drill per day for 7 days and just 10 minutes per day. Guaranteed over 7 days to improve that ball striking, get your confidence back, get you out on the golf course, striking it pure. So click the link in the description below to get started, and I'll see you on the inside.